What's up guys, and welcome to the channel. Today's video is a fun one because we are going to be doing custom seat belts on my brand new manual Toyota Supra. So this is the passenger side seatbelt assembly completely removed from the car. Now here's what I'm doing. I did this on my white Supra and my brother did this on his Audi R8. But basically we're going to remove the factory seatbelts out of the car and I'm going to ship them off to Seatbeltplanet.com. They do custom seatbelts and it is so cool. They basically take all of your existing hardware and re-web it in whatever color you want. You can go to their website and even order samples. They have so many different crazy options to choose from. We're gonna go with a really nice red to continue the little bit of red theme that I'm going on the Supra. And it's actually the same color I did on my white Supra. I just love the red on the seatbelts. So it doesn't take too much time. Basically, I have the car parked kind of at an awkward angle just so I can open both doors pretty full. And the car is gonna be sitting obviously for about a week or so. I'm gonna get these out, ship them off to Seatbeltplanet.com. They're gonna re-web them with all my same hardware and then ship them back to me and I'll reinstall them and we're gonna have custom seatbelts. So to go ahead and start it off, as far as everything you're gonna need, this is actually not too crazy of an installation. You're gonna need a small socket set. You're gonna need a T50, a T20, a small metal pick, a 10mm, a flathead, and then just a small trim removal tool. Now over on this side, you can see this is some of the factory stuff that I've popped out, and you can see over here just what I've taken out. So to start this off, we want to remove this trim piece all up here, including up here, just to get more access. There's some bolts behind here, then the mechanism is right in here. And then go ahead and hop inside and just kind of pull it straight back gently, and we'll continue popping this out. All right, and make sure, go ahead and grab this white piece with your flathead. All right, after that flies off, go ahead and grab that white piece now. And we'll just slide that right back into place to make it easier to reinstall this piece. So now we're just gonna let that sit off to the side. And then now we're gonna take the T20 on this bolt right there, as well as the one in back. And then use your trim removal tool and we're gonna get this top piece on the B pillar out. And then onto the T50 right on top of your seatbelt. And we'll get that piece right out and just let that hang down towards the bottom. So from here, we're gonna move to getting this trim piece out. Once again, take your trim removal tool and just hook it underneath a little bit. And then you can firmly just slide your hand and pop this completely out. And then once again, grab all these white pieces, pop them out of the car itself, and slide them back into this plastic. That way reinstallation is gonna be so much simpler. So now onto this piece right here. This is not gonna come out of the car. However, we do need to free it up a lot, and then the piece below it is gonna come out of the car. So just go with the top. It should be already pretty loose since we took that top piece off. And then carefully, once again, with the trim removal tool, just kind of lightly pry it up a little bit. And when you pull this outwards, push it up as well just to help it come out of here, because the way it's installed into this lower piece, you don't want to rip any tabs. And then with it up a little bit, we can hook the bottom and help slowly pop this out. And that's one out. And just give it kind of a firm upwards and out pull. And that's about half of them out. So leave it here for right now. And on the inside, you're gonna see this 10mm bolt, this plastic one right there. We're gonna go ahead and remove that. And that little bolt is out. From here, to remove this lower piece, you wanna lift this upwards a little bit. And now you can see it can wiggle, but it is attached into this back with hooks that are back here that angle down. So you don't wanna pull this straight out. You wanna pull it at an upwards angle once again. That way you're not gonna break them. So what I find, lift it up, as you can hopefully see right there. And then now I can get this lower piece out from under, and I did not break any of these. My white Supra, not the same situation. So that piece is out now, and we're pretty much done with the heavy lifting, I would say. Really not that bad of a job. From here, you can lift this up and have plenty of room. So you can see the mechanism up here. We have a plug over there, then a black plug behind it, and then another T50 bolt right there. So just get your socket on it. We can just go ahead and get this bolt completely out. There we go. And then from here, taking this 90-degree pick, you want to slide it under this front piece, and you can just pop this black portion up, and this is how you are going to unplug both of these. So they just wiggle right out once you've done that. And then of course go to the one in the back, same sort of deal, it's now black. And make sure you remember the green is on the front, black is on the back. We can then unplug it as well. And then from here, it's a little awkward to get this out. You might have to push these out of the way, but then just work towards basically wiggling this out of here and some way. There we go. And there we go. That is all done. So just leave that sitting. Now we're going to disconnect it from under here. So the way you want to do that is grab this rubber piece on the base. We're going to lift this up. And then now it looks kind of like a belt buckle. You're going to take a flathead and stick it through the backside just to get it up and over this bolt. Push that whole thing forward, and then you'll be able to slide this forwards and then remove it. And now we're just going to take this from the backside and slide everything through here to get it out of the car. So there we go. Our seatbelts are now out. And we have our driver and passenger. And what I would recommend doing on a clear spot of metal, like right here, go ahead and write driver on one of them. And I'm gonna go ahead and put my name on it just to make sure. All right, there we go. We got the seatbelts out of the Supra. It honestly really doesn't take all too much time, maybe 20 minutes on each belt. Really not the craziest thing, but we got them both out, and I went ahead and wrote on them just 2023 Supra, number 27. That's the color I'm going with, which is ruby red, and then I just wrote Bros for Speed on them. However, of course, when you're doing this project, contact them first. I will have their information linked down below. You'll of course be in contact with them, pick your color and everything, how many you're going to do. Obviously the Supra, there's only 2 seatbelts. If I did the GTR, there's 4 seatbelts in this car, so it depends on your car. And these price ranges, honestly, their average car is like a $200 to $400 build. So it's really not all too expensive to get custom, really cool seatbelts. You only see colored seatbelts pretty much in exotics, and then a few sporty cars like a Type R, a few things like that will have them. But Supra, it's gonna be really cool to have this red color. From here, I'm just gonna package them up nicely and ship them off to Seatbelt Planet, and then I will catch up with you guys in just a little bit. And we are now back. So the clips you just saw were filmed just about a week and a half ago. This process, it kind of depends on the shipping that you pay for with how quick it's gonna take. The actual turnaround time from Seatbelt Planet is insanely quick. So what you just saw was filmed on a Friday. That Friday, I shipped these to Seatbelt Planet. I just did basic ground shipping. 2 days later, we left for Michigan for an entire week. So I knew the car was gonna be sitting here for a week anyways, so I figured this would be a perfect time to do this project since I wouldn't be able to drive the car for a week anyways. So the seatbelts arrived to Seatbelt Planet on Tuesday. Wednesday, they did them and shipped them back to me. So that was a 2-day turnaround time. And once again, I just paid for the basic ground shipping because again, I was gone for a week. So I came back on a Sunday, and that Tuesday, they arrived to me. And today now is Wednesday installing these. So for me, this was a week and a half. However, you could do like next day shipping or 2-day shipping or something like that and get these done within a week. So talk to Seatbelt Planet when you're gonna be doing this project, of course. They will work with you to make this go as smooth as possible. And it worked for my scheduling, being that I wasn't gonna be around the car for a whole week anyways. And you can already see a little sneak peek of the new seatbelts. This color is called Ruby Red. I just love red, and especially seatbelts. I think it is just the coolest color. And now let's get this one out. Oh, look at that. They come nicely packaged, and that's all the original hardware that came off of this car, just completely re-webbed. All right, so it is time now to install the seatbelt. You are gonna notice there's a piece right here holding all of these straps outside. Don't take this off just because I don't know if it retracts right now, if you're gonna be able to get it unretracted. So just leave it like that. And very carefully just pull all these straps up and through the hole that they're gonna be in. All right, so now it's time to feed this assembly back here, which is a little awkward, just the angle and everything. All right, so from here, you're just gonna wanna take each of these plugs and very carefully reinstall them. Make sure they are all the way plugged in before you clamp down that wire. And then from here, we can just take the bolt again and screw this into the actual seatbelt. So from here, we have plenty of seatbelt. And now we're just gonna pull this strap back and then just take this buckle and we're gonna re-clip it onto the car. So from here, we're just gonna slide this back and it just hooks in to the 3 pieces on the back pretty easily. And then you're gonna line this one up, pop that into place. Got that little plastic 10mm bolt and we're just gonna pop this into place. And then to now get this piece into this one, you kind of have to lift it up a little bit and use your hands to help get these tabs where they belong. And we can slide this into place. And then from there, we're gonna take those little screws now and they're just gonna go back into place. Next up, we're gonna take this piece and just slide it up and into there. And then this side sill piece, super easy. Just slide that into place, line it up with all those tabs. And then this A-pillar trim piece is really easy. Just kind of slide it in at a slight angle, get it into place. Onto this last trim piece, one thing I did is actually separate these two to make it a little bit easier to install. So to do this, you want to carefully slide the seatbelt through this area, and once again, careful if there's any sharp edges on the plastic, you don't want to nick it on the new seatbelt. But from here, we can just slide this up, and it's going to all line up really nicely with all those plastic tabs that we popped out. So make sure you put this under it a little bit, like that, so it can pop into place. And then from there, everything else is pretty simple. And that is 100% nice and secure. And then just grab this piece and it's gonna slide back and lock into place. And everything else will line up. All right, installation is all complete with the new seatbelts on the Toyota Supra. And from right here, I'm already loving the color. I just love red, especially on a seatbelt. And once again, seatbeltplanet.com just knocked it out of the park with these awesome custom belts. You just don't see these, especially on a Supra. And I'm loving all the red that I got on this car. Everything's coming together so nice. And as you can see, everything fits exactly the way you would expect because it's all the factory hardware. So they basically match every single thing to be exactly factory, just with your own custom webbing. All right, so it has been like a week and a half since I've driven this car. Certainly it feels good to be back in the Supra. I miss driving this thing. With these seatbelts, these look so good. I love red seatbelts. They just look so cool. You obviously see it in like Lamborghinis, McLarens, Porsches, stuff like that. Lately, you're seeing a few more manufactured cars that are more affordable coming out with cool seatbelts. You know, the Type R, C8 Corvette, you can spec it. Maybe like a Challenger Hellcat, I don't know. I can't really think of too many. But, you know, working with Seatbelt Planet, it's a great way to just do something cool. And like I said, this is just like OEM as far as safety. They still work like normal, you know? The latches, everything still works exactly as you'd expect. They simply just take all of your hardware and just put different webbing in it to make it your own. Gosh, they look so cool. I'm gonna get distracted staring at these. I love this color. The ruby red just matches so good for this car. But anyways, there you guys go, installing custom seatbelts on the new Manual Supra, 300 miles on the odometer. I've already taken the seatbelts out, shipped them across the country and back, and we are looking good now. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more Supra content to come, and then check out seatbeltplanet.com. Pretty much any modern car, they are gonna be able to work with you. And you're gonna get some sweet seatbelts in your car. And I'm looking forward to doing this on every car I own. I think that's just a really good touch. Anyways, that is it for the video. I will see you in the next video.